Well, welcome everyone to today's presentation, RTP and TPECS. I'm Mike Richmond, your host for this session. Today we're going to present a little overview of the RTP and TPECS programs that Exemplar Global offers. Exemplar Global Technical Director Adam Maxwell is today's presenter. So without further ado, over to you, Adam.
Hey, Mike, thanks very much. Great to be talking to you today. I thought it'd be worthwhile to have a look at both these programs. Both been operating successfully in the market for a while, but we get some questions from time to time about the programs, about the differences. So I thought it might be worthwhile having a look at these to give us a bit of a better insight as to some of the similarities and also the differences between the two and what they're capable of accomplishing. So let me start with what the similarities are, and that both programs have been designed by Exemplar Global to help the market find a credible training provider. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. But the other side of the coin is for those training providers that hold certification in either one of those programs, it really helps them to differentiate themselves from their competitors. So that's both of those are great reasons to hold certification in the first place. Both programs enable graduates to apply for personnel certification for the scheme and grade specified on the certificate of attainment. And even though these schemes are treated as equals by Exemplar Global, there are some differences in their approach that needs to be taken into consideration when making the choice between the two. Just describe what they are, and happy to answer any questions at the end of the discussion, Mike. Let's start with TPECS. TPECS has been around for many, many years, well over 20 years, probably closer to 30 years now. And what that process relies on is an evaluation of the training administration process, and also an evaluation of the exams or assessment materials against defined competency that have been developed by Exemplar Global and other industry stakeholders with reference to a specific activity or even an ISO standard. So TPECS is great for those providers like to have the ability to state that their assessment activities meet the defined criteria outlined in the competency units, and perhaps even value the association with the TPECS brand recognition. In terms of RTP, so RTP process focuses primarily on, again, administration processes, but also on the experience of the people that develop the course and other supporting processes necessary to develop, present, and assess against a body of knowledge that's determined by the training provider. So that's the key differentiator between the two programs. The RTP allows the training provider to have flexibility, and where TPECS sets the criteria as what the minimum is for achieving certification. So with RTP, the training provider has the ability to customize the course, both in terms of the topic and also in terms of the content, to meet the needs that have been determined for their specific market. It also enables them to provide a great variety of courses, more or less any course that they see as being relevant to their community. So if it's a local standard related to their town, or local related to their country, by all means, they could develop a course and then assessment material associated with that, and have that incorporated, recognised under the scope of RTP certification. So that's really the main differentiators between both programs, Mike.
That's great, Adam. One thing that always comes up, I think, when people ask about these programs, and a question that I always have too, that I always need kind of clarified, is explain what a competency unit is. Can you do that in a minute or two? Kind of give the high point of what a CU actually kind of means in layman's terms?
Yeah, sure, Mike. So a competency unit is like a narrow definition of what the student would need to demonstrate in order to show that they could complete some specific job activity. Let's say, for instance, we wanted to develop a competency unit against the auditing standards, 19,011. So we would state in the competency unit that the auditor, when they go out to do the job, needs to be able to accomplish task 1, 2, 3, all the way up to what would define the competencies the auditor would need to actually perform during the role of an audit. So that could be things like conducting an opening meeting or developing an audit checklist, interrogating information, asking audit questions, all of these type of activities that you would need to accomplish as an auditor. Combine those all together, and that forms the basis of your competency unit. Hopefully that helps, Mike.
Yeah, no, that's great. Very succinct explanation of that, and that's great. And all of you watching right now, obviously this is on demand, but if you're watching now and you have a question yourself, just write us at info@exemplarglobal.org, and we'll answer the question. We'll have Adam get back to you with the answer to help kind of guide you on questions you may have about TPECS and our RTP program. Well, Adam, thank you for doing that today. Really, really good, again, succinct presentation to give us the high points of that. And a big thank you to all of you who watched this discussion. Be sure to check out the many other presentations and webinars that we have available here at exemplarglobal.org. So see you all next time too. Thanks again.